You're listening to The Front Porch Show. Some shows are niche shows, talking about specific topics. Others, shows about nothing. This show is the show about everything. On The Front Porch Show, we'll talk about current events, some news, a little bit of politics, along with a whole lot of life. Welcome to our Front Porch. 1-402-799-1811. You're live with the Front Porch Show. I've got Ben off to one side. I've got Matthew Berry off to the other.
Hello.
Matthew was on the show back, 6 months ago?
I think it was longer than that.
It might be longer than that. It was before you moved to your new digs.
Yeah.
And kind of ran out of space and quiet areas, which is okay. I mean, it's all cool. Ben's chilling in his sunroom, but we got
Boom.
Jeff.
I'm here.
Jeff and Tombstone.
Slackers. Both.
Can we call them slackers or can we call them overachievers? I don't know.
Slackers is so much better. It degrades them so much more.
Jeff is coaching a soccer tournament today. Now, it's football season. Real football season. But he's coaching a soccer tournament.
Well, that's because he's not an NCAA ref.
It's true. Oh, speaking of which, man, I'm gonna have to skip football games today. It's unfortunate.
Ooh, that is unfortunate.
I know. All because of friendship. And Tombstone where's Tombstone? Oh, Tombstone's
picking up a boat.
Tombstone's attempting to pick up a boat. Okay, so the reports from your end, Ben.
Hopefully he is.
What were the reports from your end after last week's adventure?
My mother was horribly disappointed that he was unable to actually haul the boat away. So, but it's been sitting for a long time, so there was a lot of things that needed to be still done.
So one week isn't really the end of the world?
I hope not. I know my mother is still hoping he takes the boat.
I just hope he gets the wiring straightened out.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, right? I mean,
shouldn't be.
Couple crimps here and there.
Yeah, shouldn't be. So.
I'm hoping it would be amazing if we could get a call from him later on in the show.
That's what I was saying. I was like, man, he could interview my dad.
Right, I know.
So that might be a dangerous thing to do. I'm just saying.
It's true. Can you hand me my phone over there, Matthew? I'm going to text Tombstone right now.
Do it.
And see if he is willing to give us a call because
that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
Oh, I'd love it.
I just need to find out his current. I need to hear his aggravated screams from underneath the boat.
That would be hilarious.
Hopefully, the boat won't fall on him.
Look, anything for the show, guys. Anything for the show.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good, depending on when he went down, he's got a good
Tombstone just texted
drive.
us. Oh.
Uh-oh.
And he's not happy. I just told him to call us.
Think he's going to do it? Let's see.
Is it 402-799-1811?
Yes, it's only been how many episodes?
That sounds about right.
Over 75. Over 75. So he's actually, so this is raw, guys. This is raw.
Live.
Sort of. In a weird sort of way.
It's live 2 days earlier.
How does this work? I don't remember how this works. I don't remember, like the computer's talking here. It's trying to work.
What would be really awesome is we should call Jeff's wife and then get her to hold the phone up so we can hear Jeff, wheezing and yelling at kids.
Now the question is he going to actually be able to make it through on the? Is he going to be able to make it through that day running up and down the field like he used to?
I don't. Yeah. Well, no. No. Let's get this straight. He was a goalie. He never actually ran. So, I mean, the worst that he had to do was run about 20 yards out to somebody, maybe once to twice a game.
Right. And let's be honest, is a goalie actually playing soccer?
Right. Exactly. I mean, he literally isn't. He's using his hands, which nobody can do. I mean, that's like, Here we go. Looks like we might have an intervention.
I don't know why he's... So we can't get his audio through there.
We can see him, though.
We can see him.
Yep.
I don't know why he's like... This
looks terrifying. Tombstone is like on 85 right now. Here we go.
So we can't. We can't. This is terrible and terrifying all at the same time.
So no, the question for Jeff though, I think I don't know that he's going to make it.
No, I don't think so either. But it's going to be epic.
Yep. It's a good thing we didn't record this later tonight when he could have been possibly on, because he probably wouldn't have been. He'd probably have been asleep during on the mic and drooling and all sorts of stuff.
Tombstone, I hear lots of road noise, man.
Well, I'm on the road, so that figures.
It's good. So we're currently live on the air. Tell us what you're doing today.
I'm going to pick up a sailboat.
That's what we introed. We said it was going to happen. The question is it?
Happening. Hopefully few laws are broken in the process.
Well, like the whole fact that the trailer's not registered?
So the funny thing is, it's supposed to be registered in Georgia, but it doesn't have to be registered in South Carolina. So the plan is...
So you just got to make it an hour and a half.
Back to South Carolina. What's that?
You just got to make it that hour and a half drive on 85 up the South Carolina border right there.
Yes, I have to squeeze through Georgia very quickly before anybody sees me.
Through downtown Atlanta.
Yes, I think it'll be fine. My other concern is that I don't have my driver's license with me.
Oh my goodness!
So I have it on my phone, but I don't know if that would be as convincing to a Georgia State trooper.
So what you're saying is we may have to drive over and pick you up from jail
again.
I hope not. I am in stealth mode.
Stealth mode. Which means he's actually only going 85 miles an hour down the highway instead of 95.
I'm driving exactly 77 miles an hour. No less.
I was hoping that he painted his car black.
No Vanta Black today. That would probably be more conspicuous. But yes, I'm going to get it home. I'll get it home one way or the other. But I'm going to try and get the lights working on the trailer first.
Yeah.
So,
this is what scares me. So there's 100% chance it makes it home, or at least gets on the road to home.
Yes.
I'm waiting with bated breath. I mean, it's incredible.
Well, I will send you all a text when I actually get it on the road.
Awesome.
I gotta see it hooked up.
I would much rather go with the lights than without the lights, but I'm not making a third trip. This is my second trip. I am not doing this again.
Oh, this is third trip.
Second trip.
Oh, this is second trip. Second trip. Okay.
Doesn't want to do a third.
I was gonna say.
I don't blame you.
3 times. Yeah.
A third trip is not an option.
I understand.
So,
I understand. Well, we're gonna cut you loose. Your signal's terrible. But
okay.
Good luck and good riddance. And
let us know if you get pulled over. Then call us back.
If you need bail, we'll call someone.
Call us back and put the cop on the phone.
Yes. Put the cop on the phone.
Yes.
We'll explain it to him.
Yes. If you get pulled over, just stay on the line. Like, call us. We want to hear it. And if we're not able to answer, just leave the message of you conversing with the cop.
Yes. The screams. Hear the window break and Tombstone gets dragged out.
And just remember the words. I am not resisting. I am not resisting.
Yes.
And
remember, if you don't have your license, all you are is a traveler. Don't forget that.
I have all my sovereign citizen paperwork right here on the screen.
That's right. Now, isn't that an oxymoron if you have to carry your sovereign citizen paperwork?
Piloting a vessel, not driving a car.
Right.
Well, and you're piloting a vessel with a vessel in tow.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
That's
like qualified immunity. Okay,
that's exactly.
I'll let you guys go. Don't work too hard.
All right. Catch you later, man. Be safe. Don't do anything super stupid. I mean, you know, you'll get there.
I'll try.
All right. Catch you later, man.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We will, we'll be right back.
Did you see where Biden wants to take me to the back of the barn? Me. Some things in life you could really love doing. I don't wear a toupee. It's my hair.
I really am very smart.
I am a young, vibrant man. The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action. We will make America great again.
I wonder if we're going to help the Bahamas with that.
I mean, technically, are they America?
Kind of America East. I mean, look, if we're buying Greenland in Australia, we might as well buy the Bahamas, right?
Ooh, yes.
In Australia.
We can call it like America's vacation spot.
Yes.
But isn't that like Florida?
Isn't that Florida? Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest about it. Not that it's yeah.
Vacations.
Right. Right. We could build a land bridge.
There you go.
Ooh.
Instead of a wall, build a land bridge to the Bahamas.
Yes.
Nice. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. Guys, this week, Hurricane Dorian, we were actually recording the show last weekend, and it was Dorian hit. And
yes, it did.
Hit the Bahamas, and it stalled out over the top of the Bahamas for 36, 48 hours.
You got
moving
crushed.
at 1 mile an hour.
Yeah.
The pictures are absolutely devastating.
Yes.
There's nothing left.
Yeah.
When you type in pictures into Google, it pops up pictures of the Bahamas as the second option.
Yeah, and it says something like 70,000 people are, homeless at this point.
Yeah.
Is what CNN was saying. So
I saw the pictures, and it's like
crazy.
every single house is completely gone. Marsh Harbor is gone.
The thing is, it literally looks like a tornado went through Alabama. Like that's the pictures that you get. It's insane because it's just houses are gone. Now there's nothing left but rubble.
I realize how much Tombstone loves BuzzFeed, but I'm sending you guys an article from BuzzFeed.
All right.
BuzzFeed has those slidey images.
Oh, I like those. Those are awesome.
Those are so cool because it actually lets you, compare the photos in real time. There's nothing left.
Right.
There's some big industrial buildings left, but even those are like half of those are destroyed.
Right.
Just incredible.
It's amazing. Like, I mean, hurricanes are not something to mess around with. It's crazy.
No, not at all. I'm looking at these. I mean, even the airport's been completely destroyed there.
Oh yeah.
So this is the northern island in the Bahamas, the northern islands in the Bahamas, including Freeport, Marsh. Was it Marsh Harbor?
Right.
And Marsh Harbor looks like it got hit the hardest, though.
Yes. Yeah, it's just complete devastation. It's shocking.
It looks like it got bombed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The tragedy, the absolute tragedy. So be sure to keep those folks in your prayers this week or in the in the coming months.
Right.
Because it's going to take years to rebuild if they ever can rebuild.
And it looks like I was looking up population. Looks like about almost 400,000 people live in the Bahamas. So you're looking at 70,000 right now, 70,000 to maybe into the 100,000. So you could potentially be talking about the quarter of the people that live there do not have a place to live.
Yeah.
And besides the destruction of, the other homes and stuff, that's just people who can't live in their homes.
Right. Right. Exactly. So the island there is I believe it's the largest island. Is it the largest island? I think it's not the largest island, but I think it's the most populated island. Because the other big one is, I forget what the name of the island is, but it's got like Nicholstown and Androstown, and it's not very populated. And then you've got Nassau. Been there, pretty little place. I think we've been to Nassau. Is that where Senior Frogs is? Yes, yeah, we've been there. And Paradise Island, so we've been there. But this is Grand Bahama, where it literally parked right over Grand Bahama, Freeport, Marsh Harbor.
Right, right. And that's not much of an island to begin with, but just like some of the pictures of it are it's like most of it's just gone.
Oh,
like
it's gone.
It's crazy.
Gone. Absolutely gone. So, but all that to say, the tragedy is great, but the humorous news articles coming out because of this is hilarious. CNN forgot Alabama on a map. They supplemented when they were labeling the map, they inadvertently put Mississippi where Alabama is.
Now this I find to be hilarious because this is completely a millennial who would do this.
Yes.
You'd have all of this going through, and I'm sure it's just a typo that, you know what, honestly, if I wasn't from the South, I could easily mix up those two states. And I don't know that it's really a tragedy that Alabama's missing, or if it's just more of a tragedy that they think that Mississippi is that big.
The only thing I can think of is that maybe the intern who created the map was from Mississippi.
Oh, it's possible.
And, because Alabama's motto is, at least we're not Mississippi.
Now, I would also say, though, if he was from Georgia, that could also explain why it's completely gone. So
that's true. I
mean, there's so maybe they were hoping that the hurricane would just wipe out Alabama. I mean, that's what Trump was predicting, is that it was going to go to Alabama. So
that may be the funniest story that has crossed the desk this week. So in the beginning, Donald Trump insisted that Alabama was going to be hit by the hurricane. Well, there was no map ever predicted that was produced by the National Weather Service. However, in a press conference the other day, Trump doubled down and said, yes, of course, it's going to hit Alabama.
It's great.
We predicted it would. And so he shows in a press conference, shows the National Weather Service map.
Right.
And there's like a Sharpie line drawn out, extended.
Right. So this is a map that is physically printed. So they went to, Staples or somewhere, had one of the maps printed out as like probably a 2x2 foot, 2x3 foot, huge printing. And it is drawn in on the left-hand side. They have the hurricane extending for day 1, 2, 3, whatever. And then drawn in is a black Sharpie showing that it's going to head up to Alabama.
It's so hilarious. Funny because the cone never gets smaller. When you're looking at a map, the cone never gets smaller, but it does just to hit Alabama. It's half the size of the expected cone, which the cone at that point you'd expect to double bigger because.
So the question is this going to affect his re-election? Because is he going to lose Alabama in the election now because they're going to be angry at him, or does he have a personal vendetta against Alabama somehow?
Well, I think they might appreciate him for including them. Because are they they're not included that much in a lot of things.
He's showing his love for them by warning them before.
That's it.
It's like, guys, Alabama, I feel bad for you guys. You guys are
they've had a rough week apparently, because they were excluded by one and then they were included to the nth degree by another side. So it's great.
I follow meteorologist James Spann out of Birmingham because he's one of the best weather guys out there. He does weather for folks all over the country, but his primary focus is the Gulf Coast weather,
right?
And that little bit northern southern state weather, and he's really good at it. And he was saying because of Trump's tweets people were avoiding the Gulf Coast, which means lack of money. People were canceling reservations. So tourism money was down because of all that. And it's like,
that's sad.
It comes back to the huge thing where our words matter. Mm-hmm. What we say matters, and the accuracy of what we say matters.
Right.
And how we say it.
Right.
What kills me during this whole thing with Trump is he's like, I accept fake news apologies. Wait, what?
Yes.
What?
Oh, he's a piece of work, man. He is.
So how do you guys follow the storms? How do you guys follow storms?
I have to look up everything on. Usually, I'm using the NOAA stuff, the website, to follow them. Because we don't get a lot of, I don't get a lot of news up here, especially pertaining to like the hurricanes and stuff, unless it's coming up to, the Northeast and it's going to hit like New York, New Jersey-ish area. It's not really a huge thing.
Are you a weather nerd?
No, not by any means.
Okay.
Not by any means.
All right.
I just know enough to use NOAA. Other than that, I got like nothing on that.
So there's like the Drudge report of weather that I just sent you guys in the link.
Spaghetti models.
It's spaghettimodels.com. And it's this guy named Mike, and he aggregates everything, right? He just aggregates it, and it has all the NOAA models, has everything.
Oh, I like this.
Everything is there. So
this is like information overload. I love it. I
keep this up 24/7 beginning at hurricane season.
Wait, you're worried about hurricanes in Nebraska?
No, I just love them. Okay.
You never know, man. Trump might come for your state next.
Nebraska's going to be hit, guys.
It'll come. It will come, I promise.
Oh, man. So funny. So, yeah, spaghettimodels.com. I absolutely love it. It shows storm tracks. It shows wind gusts. I also pair that up with the world wind speed.
All right.
I'll bring that up.
World wind speed.
Mike's weather page. I love it.
So this is earth.nullschool.net.
Wow. That sounds like a failing page.
It's one of the best pages.
Let's see what we got
out
here.
there other than Mike's weather.
Oh.
So basically what you can do is if you know what you're looking for, you can actually see the hurricanes.
It's like Google Earth for storms.
Yes, you can see the hurricanes start forming off the coast of Africa. Now, if you go down to where it says Earth and it says Show Menu, you can do temperatures, you can do ocean currents, you can do chemtrails, chem particles.
You need to be careful about this, because if Trump gets a hold of this map and realizes that the storms start off of Africa, we may attack them.
I know.
This is crazy.
It's a beautiful map. So scroll over, spin your map over towards the Pacific. There's some gnarly ones going on in the Pacific right now that are about to form.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I am going to be on this for hours.
I know. It's so cool.
Oh, you definitely got to post this.
Oh, without a doubt.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Spaghettimodels.com, earth.nullschool.net.
Yeah.
And it gives you everything you could ever want with weather. Those 2 pages.
This is awesome.
Pertaining to cyclones and everything else. Like the wind speed one's pretty cool because you can pop that up, wherever you are and to see where the winds are going currently, in your home location. Which I find this great during hunting season. Because I pop the wind speed up and everything, and I look at the surface air.
Just in case those hurricanes are headed for you.
Just in case the hurricane's coming for the deer patch. But yeah, I mean it's a lot of info there. The funny thing is with Mike's Spaghetti Models, there was a reporter in Myrtle Beach last year, I believe it was, or maybe it was Northern Florida, who went after Mike. who Mike's a nobody. He just aggregates the weather, right?
Right.
Went after him as a backyard meteorologist who's hyping everything, and like mention him on the air. It's like oh, like on the air, and it's like, and we've got people like Mike at SpaghettiModels.com who are just like inventing weather, and
that's got to be the best thing that has ever happened to him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because there were thousands of people who piled on her afterwards.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was so funny. It's like he never claims to be a meteorologist. He's just posting maps.
Yes.
It's a map.
I mean, is it honestly, is it illegal to claim that you're a meteorologist? Like
I don't know. Is it?
I mean, I'm just saying it's not like you're, impersonating a police officer or, somebody from the military or anything. Like it's like,
I don't know.
Do they have like some somebody that's going to come after you, like some union that's going to come after you, the meteorologist union?
Al Roker. Al Roker's not a meteorologist, but he was America's weather guy.
Well, that's because he's a weatherman. He's not a meteorologist.
There you go.
Get your terminology right.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
This is the mistake that Mike has made. He has not actually given himself a title to prove otherwise.
It says he's got a disclaimer. My website is for general information only, not to be used for any official forecast. Weather is a hobby of mine, and having a site for friends and family as many useful links for hurricane tracking information has always been my objective.
I mean, it's brilliant. Like, it saves so much time from having to go from weather.com to AccuWeather to NOAA to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just everything's in one spot.
It's perfect.
That's probably what they're pissed off about, is they're not getting as many clicks on their site.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Ah, brother.
So, yeah.
These people are crazy.
Whatever.
Attack Trump for pretending to be a meteorologist.
Yes. Oh, Trump.
I'm still thinking about him going to Staples
Mike alone.
Getting the map blown up.
Do you think he went?
The intern that they had to send. Go to Staples and get this.
We'll be right back.
Smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa.
That was a non-gendered person, Ken, and you just gave it a gender.
I tried this one chili and it set my mouth on fire, and I had to drink a 2-liter of Mountain Dew.
All right, leave this guy alone with his poor constipated poops. We're going to come back and talk about politics. That's what really matters here.
Thank you, Tombstone. We appreciate that. Guys,
always helping us out there.
I'm not sure how much hundreds of thousands of dollars of cocaine, or like how much quantity, 1,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars of cocaine are, like the amount.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. Like the headline of the article says hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine washes up in Florida. So I don't know if that's like just a brick, or if that's,
I mean, it could be potentially. I mean, from the my knowledge from all of the movies that I watch that have drug lords in them.
Right. It appears 15 kilos.
That's quite a lot.
35 pounds.
Right. That's not a small amount. Pounds. That is not a small amount. So
cocaine was discovered by a beachgoer. This is a product of Hurricane Dorian. I guess what ends up happening is a lot of dealers, they'll drop the drugs in the water or drag them behind a boat or something. And
I've heard that, where it's like they'll wrap them and then drop them into the water, and then they just come ashore, and then people find them. I don't know if they have trackers on them. I would assume they do.
They must, because otherwise the wrong people would find them.
Right. And I mean, that's kind of what they did with that episode of Grand Tour with Richard Hammond. They dropped his truck in the water, and then it washed ashore in Colombia.
Wasn't that a great episode, by the way?
That was epic.
That was the Colombia episode. They go the whole episode without mentioning cocaine, And then at the very end, James May is like, says it, and it's like, oh man, that's so funny.
Yes, it was great. So,
by the way, Pablo Escobar's hippos. That's crazy.
No. What?
Pablo Escobar has hippos in Colombia. Well, he did before he was dead.
That's true.
But
they removed them after he died.
There's like 40 hippos in Colombia.
Yes, there are.
Pet hippos?
You can't have a pet hippo. But yeah,
well, Pablo Escobar
he
did.
imported them from Africa because he wanted hippos. So
I mean, you've had warlords bring elephants over the Alps, so
it's true.
Why not?
No,
why not?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing in illegal drugs, I mean,
what's a hippo?
Anything you can't get.
Right.
What's a hippo amongst friends?
Right. So anyway, the moral of the story is, if you're in Florida, hit up the beach this week because you may find some interesting things.
You may make a fortune. You may have to sell it first. But
I mean, yeah. So
for some reason, duffel bags full of $100 bills aren't floating up on the beach.
So the question is when does this become illegal drugs? Is it illegal when it's in the water? Does it fall under, if you found it in the water, it's nobody's and you can have them?
According to U.S. immigration policy, it's a feet wet, feet dry situation, right? I mean, as soon as they hit the shore, it's feet dry, you're legal. So is it feet dry, it's illegal?
It could be.
Bundled dry.
It could be. So
illegal.
Anyway, I was looking up this because this brought up the questions of, okay, so when does it become illegal in waters? And can you grow drugs on a ship? I know everybody's looking for this answer. All of our viewers. This is exactly what we're trying to figure out.
The strange thing is that someone has asked this question.
Right. Oh yeah, that's insane.
The question has been asked.
Oh yeah.
So apparently, from my 8 minutes of Google search, it is actually still technically illegal, because I guess it's this understanding and or the covenant, basically laws of the sea essentially is what it is. So if you find something, it's your duty to basically, if you're whatever country it is, to try and eliminate illegal drugs or dangerous drugs by any means possible. It's kind of your responsibility to do it. So
what if I'm a country that thinks it's okay?
I guess as long as you're in those waters. But
I don't know.
I mean, it brings up a good question. You have a lot of countries. What if it's what if you're Cuba and you decide that we're fine with this, and you're only a couple miles off the Florida coast.
Well, right.
So where does that come in? Is it
halfway
illegal?
Between?
I don't know. Or does it become illegal once it hits the actual sand of the shores of Florida? Or I don't know. These are the questions. These are the hard-hitting questions that we're bringing to you on the Front Porch Show today.
That's right. Tombstone and Jeff would be proud.
The questions everyone wants to know.
It's getting serious here.
So my question is this: if I say I have a barge out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean,
just a spare barge,
yeah,
it happens,
and I declare myself a floating country,
would you have hippos?
Of course, I'd have hippos. Of course, I'd have hippos. I don't understand what kind of a question that is.
You would have to.
That's one of the things that you would bring on the barge. It's like a hippo.
Well, see, that's my defense force. That's my defense force.
That's
the Hippo Defense Force.
Trained
That's actually
hippos.
Pretty terrifying.
It would be.
Those are pretty terrifying.
I'm picturing Aaron sitting on a throne with two massive hippos sitting on each side of him, with his legs crossed and a scepter in his hand.
Behold the Hippo King. All right, now that we've thrown you off your question.
I guess what I'm wondering is, if I have a sovereign country like that, or a sovereign barge,
right?
I mean, wouldn't it be an act of war if someone invaded me? I mean,
I don't know.
But they would win.
What do you have to do to make yourself declare yourself as a sovereign state?
I don't know.
Do you have to just be a traveler like Tombstone, or?
Well, right. I don't know. I mean, it brings up a lot of questions.
Oh man, now I'm going to have to Google that.
I mean, I know. There's really no such thing in the United States about that.
International waters, anything goes.
Now, see, I don't advocate the the watching of this show. But way back years and years and years ago, this is probably 10 years ago now. The cartoon Family Guy did an episode on the house that the family lived in was not actually annexed by the United States. And so they were their own sovereign country.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I caught the clip on YouTube one day when I was Googling sovereign citizen.
To print off his paperwork.
Yes. To print off the extensive amounts of paperwork that I have to declare myself a sovereign citizen.
You're going into this prepping thing a little too much.
Right. So yeah, no, I don't know. Like, so if I'm on a barge out in the middle of the ocean outside in international waters, I mean, does someone claim international waters, or can I just be like, it's mine? I'm staking my claim.
I don't know. Like, do you have to be like, this is what I'm wondering is, does it actually have to be a piece of land in the water?
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like an island.
Does it have to be fixed to the surface of the ocean?
Correct. Right. Or does it have to be land, period? You know, because it's, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
Could you be like Dr. Doolittle in the floating island and declare yourself as, you know, as sovereign?
Right. Because there are there are organizations right now, of course, tends to be the very, very wealthy who want to build floating islands.
Right.
With residences on so they can avoid taxes.
Did you see there was that one couple years back I was watching a documentary on, like, they were going to build this giant cruise ship that people were going to live on.
Yes. Yeah.
And every single day you would be like in a different port, but you know, you didn't actually physically live on land anywhere.
Yeah.
You live, of course, you're, you know, these people who have gotten millions and billions of dollars to be able to do this, but that's crazy. So
sounds like fun.
Yep. Now the real question is, are drugs illegal on the moon?
Oh, wow. That is a deep question.
Or in space.
Huh.
So
can I grow drugs on the moon?
Well, no, that's not the question, because obviously you can't right now. But if you could, this sounds like something Elon Musk needs to get on.
I wonder if Google knows. Once we terraform the moon, will it be illegal to grow drugs?
Is that going to be a separate country? Does it matter if you're on the same planet? You know, it's like, your laws can't touch me here, man. So,
all right. Now, you were just talking about cruise ships. Can I segue to a different story?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Viking Cruise Lines aims to set the world record for the longest cruise.
Like the longest time? How long are we talking?
I'm looking at the itinerary now. It starts in London. It sails around the entire world.
Wow. How long does that take?
It is,
you're talking about a couple weeks or something?
245 days.
Holy crap.
111 port stops.
Wow.
553 different countries.
Wow. I was thinking it was going to be like a month.
No.
That's crazy. That's like 6-7 months?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like nine months.
Holy moly. Okay, 9 months. I was off.
Yeah, I think it's 9 months. $92,000.
Only. That's
only
chump change.
Only $92,000.
Chump change.
Now, that being said, I have found cheaper, because I've actually looked into this before. But So you'd be sailing on the 930 passenger Viking Sun, and it's eight full months. Longest continuous passenger cruise.
Now, are they planning on like you having multiple rooms, or because it says that it's a luxury cruise, so I'm assuming that this is going to be, at the amount of, the dollar amount that you're paying, this has to be like super chic.
Yeah, I don't.
This isn't going to be like, hey, you got a room with no windows in it. This is going to be like you have an estate room, I'm assuming. Although with 900 rooms, though, that seems pretty packed. How big is this thing?
900 people. Let's see. It's probably got 500 people. Or it's probably got 500 rooms.
Oh, here we go. 13. Let's see. 1,300 passengers and crew.
So I think it's pretty standard. Rooms. Obviously, there's going to be some suites.
Right.
I'm looking at pictures of the suite bathroom. That's pretty. That is a suite bathroom. So they're attempting to get the. So a lot of these cruise lines have tours that go around the world where you can get on at the various ports and go for a certain amount of time.
Right.
But this is literally 8 months, one ship. Everyone gets on, everyone stays on.
That's a lot, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this thing has to be decked out with something, because I have not been on a cruise. You're the cruise expert, both of you. Yeah. So I'm assuming that like any more than a few days on board a ship would get extremely claustrophobic.
I don't have a problem with it because I'm such a homebody, I guess. So I don't mind
but 9 months. 9 months.
That'd be a lot.
9 months. Basically, you're 9 months inside of a mall, and you're sleeping in a room the size of like a large master bedroom.
Not even.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
If you get the suite.
That seems like very claustrophobic.
Like the room's small, but it's not too I don't have a problem with it. Like if the kids were there, I'd have an issue with it.
Well, that's why you're paying the $92,000.
Right, exactly.
So, and is that even a good price for this? Or
I don't know. I've seen them 50,000.
Now here's the question. So, would it be more affordable to do this one cruise, or would it be more affordable to travel 9 months on different cruises?
Oh, I think the benefit. Oh man,
I'd imagine it'd be easier just being able to get onto.
Well, hold on. I can tell you this right now.
Could you pick up like one from one port and then another port and another port and another port?
Well, see, most of them come back to the same port, but let's just say on average, if you are, let's just say 9 months of cruising, okay,
right,
at a special rate of say $600 for a double occupancy room, okay?
For you, the special rate.
So let's just say $600. No, $600 for a week,
right?
Or no, it's more than that. It's like more like $1,000 a week
for 2 people
for a cheap room. One person. So you're talking. How long is 9 months? How many weeks?
I don't know.
It's 9 months worth.
9 divided by 9 times 4.
Yeah, 36 weeks. 36. So it's like $36,000. $36,000. Now, Viking is an incredibly posh cruise line.
Right.
The benefit is that like when you're on this cruise, you don't have to get off and go through customs every time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because like on like we sail. I don't know. Have you sailed anyone else other than Norwegian?
No.
We typically sail Norwegian. We've only sailed Norwegian, and every time the ship gets back to its home port, you have to get off the boat. And so you have to get off the boat with all your luggage, go through customs, get back on the boat.
Right, but at the rate of, what was it, $50-something thousand, you could pay somebody $10,000 to do that for you.
That's true. You could. You very well could. But also, I know Viking does cost more anyways.
Right.
It probably costs double anyhow.
Right.
So you're probably talking 80,000.
Right. So yeah, I'll get right on that. I'll talk to the wife.
So I actually heard an interesting theory this week when I heard someone talking about this. they were like, it makes sense. Like if you got rid of your lease or whatever on your house or sold your house or whatever,
right?
And say you make $90,000 a year, $120,000 a year, and you just work from the boat,
right?
And it makes sense in some of those cases.
Right. Do they offer enough support to be able to work from a boat?
Everything's
like
completely inclusive.
Like a computer job?
So, yeah, I don't know, like free Wi-Fi, business class airfare, complimentary shore excursions at each port. That's where the kicker is.
Yeah.
The complimentary shore excursions.
Every port. Shore
excursions cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So seeing as how those are complimentary, that adds up fast.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Free, all meals are free. Outside stateroom, which means it's at least a window.
Right.
If you're of the imbibing crowd, that's all free.
See, this says your stateroom include. I don't know what stateroom this is. Viking inclusive value. Your stateroom includes a private veranda.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
That sounds nice.
King size bed.
Wow.
42-inch flat screen.
So if anybody, if we have like a wealthy donor out there who is willing to pay for, let's just go with us three.
Yeah.
And our wives, because Tombstone is getting a boat, so he'll be fine. He has his own boat.
He'll be doing a great job on his own.
He'll follow us around.
Jeff is doing charity, so sucks to be him. But if we have a wealthy donor out there that wants to pay for 6 people to go on a 9-month cruise,
I mean, I think the thing is
we're more than willing.
We are willing to take one for the team.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
For research.
And I will tell you what.
Scientific.
We will do. Find out a way to do 2 episodes a week on that cruise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We will make room in our schedules.
2?
At least.
I would dare say 5.
Okay, let's do it.
5 a week.
I'll do 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there we go.
Every morning.
Guys,
so give us a call.
This cruise goes to some absolutely incredible locations.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes everywhere. So, I mean, I would imagine some of them are incredible.
Greenland?
Oh, yeah, but what will happen when we buy Greenland? Will we be able to go there?
Technically United States. Yeah, why not? Did you see, by the way, Trump played up on your meme?
Oh no.
He tweeted the meme and he's like, I promise this won't happen in Greenland. The Trump Tower in the middle of Greenland.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, right.
It looks like you hit like 8 cities in Canada, New York City, Boston, Bermuda, Antigua, Rousseau.
I mean, it
Tortola,
sounds amazing. It sounds amazing.
San Juan, Puerto Rico. You're cruising the Caribbean, Barbados. We've been to Barbados.
Does sound
Barbados
amazing.
is beautiful.
I think the boredom of the entire longness of it would be cut by all the cool ports you get to go.
So I think number one, you get to meet people. A week is not long enough to meet people. I mean, we met the last cruise we were on. We spent a lot of time with the school teacher lady.
Oh yes.
We kept running into the school teacher from somewhere, and she was like probably 50s, and we'd always just run into her and I don't know. It was just, hey, how's it going? We ran into her everywhere, and she was there with her husband. Her husband didn't talk at all because that's how it goes sometimes, I guess. And it was incredible.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man, I love it. I don't know. Would you guys do it? I mean, if money wasn't an option?
If money wasn't an option, I actually probably would. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
sure. I would.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, because that would be really awesome. That would be really awesome to do. That'd be a sweet opportunity.
I think I'd have to do it with friends, obviously.
Oh, definitely.
Because
definitely.
As many friends as you'd actually make on the ship at that time.
Yeah.
I think going with friends would be just I mean,
this would definitely be something that you would drag everybody with you if you could.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. And then you'd have 15 or 20 people go with you that you knew.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what. If my barge idea works out, with my hippos, and I end up with the extra money
with your drugged hippos.
I'm gonna cash flow this sucker, boys.
Let's do it.
My favorite word is the word.
We got an issue in America. Too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country.
Back up, you creep.
And Bernie Sanders might run. Apparently, some folks really want to see a pot-smoking socialist in the White House. We could get a third Obama term after all.
Did you guys see Florida man and his car parked in his kitchen?
No.
He was super nervous about Dorian hitting the coast.
You showed that to me.
I did show that to you. He was super nervous about the hurricane hitting, so he parks his car inside the French doors inside his kitchen.
Nice.
Smart car. Yeah.
That's a smart car.
Smart
too.
car. Yeah. So little tiny car.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Well, there was the other Florida man that was did you see that about him predicting what to do about the hurricane?
That was so funny. We could just dump ice in the water.
Yeah, just dump ice in the water, man. It'll take care of it. That dude was so chill. It was awesome. That was a definite pun intended there. So,
guys, these people vote.
Oh yeah, they do.
They vote.
That is what makes America great.
He also said that we could fly planes around the outside of the hurricane backwards.
Yes,
to slow it down.
Like
I kept
Superman.
thinking we could also have Superman fly around the Earth backwards and just reverse time.
That's right. That's right.
What's the matter with you people?
Until we figure it out.
If we're going to do some crazy stuff, we might as well go big.
Oh, man, yes. Let's do it. I think the airplanes thing, we should definitely talk to Jeff about that and see if that's possible.
See if that's possible. Probably is when he's not dropping the chemtrails.
Right. Definitely.
Right. Or have his finger poised over the rod of God button over my house. Which, by the way, Jeff, if you're listening right now, hi. We know you're supposedly doing a quote-unquote charity soccer tournament today.
Charity, that's what we're calling it, yeah. Yeah.
Walmart, guys. Walmart's an unfortunate tragedy. Obviously, Texas, we had the shooting in the Walmart in Texas.
Right. Where
people lost their lives. And again, to mimic what we said last week, the fact that we are not taking a firm line against something doesn't mean that we don't care. The fact that we don't believe that the solution of banning all guns is the solution,
right,
doesn't mean we don't care. We just don't believe it's the right solution. So Walmart now is no longer selling any 223 ammo, which is the popular ammunition for AR-15 rifles.
Right.
Also, they are no longer selling handgun ammunition. And
So I'm assuming that they eliminated the 22s then, the 22 LRs.
I don't know.
So
since you can put that in a handgun.
rifle,
right. Since it's interchangeable.
Yeah, right. No, so I don't know.
When really they have handguns for a lot of rifle ammo.
At this point, they should honestly just cut their losses and just pull out.
Yeah,
if you're gonna go this far and you're gonna piss off everybody who owns, the AR-15s or handguns or whatever else, just pull out. Just pull out of it.
Yep, and that's fine.
That's if you're gonna take a stand on it, and try and cut your losses, just pull out completely if that's the way to go, and just let everybody else pick up the slack for it.
They are also banning open carrying in their stores now. Which that I think is an interesting topic in and of itself.
Did they say they're banning it, or did they just ask people not to?
I think
the article that I read, I think it said, we ask that you do not do it.
That's interesting. I don't know
if they changed any policy or anything.
I'm not sure on that. I know for a long time they've always been fairly against open carrying in the stores, which,
right,
for the record, I'm okay with open carrying. I think it's fine. I have not. I don't think out here in Nebraska I've ever open carried, but in Vermont I used to do it all the time. And the irony is Vermont was a much more liberal place. And I ended up in a lot more conversations in Vermont about it than anywhere else. I ran into a guy in Vermont he was from New York, and he's like, "Is that like a pellet gun or something?" And I'm like, "No, it's a real one." And it opened up a great opportunity to educate him on the laws of the state. And it was like, okay, interesting. But given Walmart's current situation, it's probably not wise to be open carrying.
Right.
In there at this time.
I have, speaking of rich, stupid people. So this is what you don't do if Walmart's asked you not to open carry, or if they've had shootings and stuff like that. You have this guy who is a 20-year-old, from Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, the Missouri story. Yeah, we referenced that when we were talking to Tim Grover.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago,
about this guy that has open carried with body armor, semi-automatic rifle. Like, come on, people! Like,
if you really
do this is a really, really bad way to get your point across. This is a really bad way to get legislation changed, and to change people's minds.
Exactly.
Because there's no reason that you need to be open carrying a rifle.
Yep.
Especially an AR-15 at this time when everybody thinks that it's an assault weapon.
Right.
Like, just leave it alone. Don't shake the pot. Like, and the kid had body armor on.
Yeah,
it's literally asking for trouble.
That reeks of suspicion.
Right.
Now, my hat is off to the off-duty firefighter who held the guy at gunpoint.
Right.
Until authorities arrived.
Right.
I think that is amazing. I am a big fan of that. Congratulations to the firefighter for seeing the situation, dealing with the situation.
Right.
That was
just like it's especially right now. It's
especially
not
right
the
now.
time.
Exactly.
It's not the time to do this.
It looks like you're
not
ready for a fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though you may be you may want to be ready for a fight, people are in that mindset of, oh, this guy's going to just come in and shoot us all.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Everyone being on edge a little bit is a bad time to try to make a political point.
Exactly. And this is not the time. It's the time that if you are open carrying, consider open carry as being a handgun in a holster.
Yeah, exactly.
That is an open carry. Please do not walk in somewhere with a rifle.
I did see a very interesting thing the other day, right? A picture was taken of a girl who was 19 years old, open carrying in Walmart.
Okay.
Why was she open carrying in Walmart? You cannot obtain a concealed weapons permit until you are 21 years old.
Okay.
No way to defend herself. No way to defend herself. Why was she carrying in Walmart? Because people just got murdered in Walmart.
Yeah.
And she's not allowed to conceal carry in her state, but she's allowed to open carry.
Right.
So she's exercising her constitutional right to keep and bear arms and to protect herself. And she the only way she is allowed to do it is through open carry.
Right.
And so you're going to kick her out of the store? I don't know.
I mean,
what?
It's up to that store. So,
right. And look, I'm a big advocate of a store deciding to do what a store wants to do.
Right.
Like, I think that a business should be able to decide that you don't allow carrying.
Right.
I know a company. I'm not going to mention them by name. They are incredibly vocal about their support of the Second Amendment, but they do not allow firearms to be brought into their place of business.
Right.
And their argument is, we've already got enough in here. That's their comment. We've already got enough in here.
That works.
I can't really give more information without revealing the business or anything, but they invite the public in.
Yeah.
It's basically by invitation only. They invite them in, and they're in that environment for they're in with the people for a closed amount for like a couple hours at a time.
Right.
And it could get sketchy. It could get sketchy if someone carries in there. I mean, they've got bulletproof glass around their place of business and everything because they are public figures, and something could happen.
Right.
And someone could decide to take it out on them for their beliefs. And so I don't have an issue with a private business or anything preventing that, but I can tell you that I'm going to be ready. Yep. Should the worst happen. It's the same reason why we've got fire extinguishers in our houses. It's not because we want to use them. It's so that we have them just in case.
Right.
And I think, and I don't want to get too much into this week. We're going to talk about it in depth with Tombstone and Jeff, but the taking of life should not be taken lightly.
Right. It's a very weighty thing.
And I understand that not everyone has the conviction or the ability to do that, and that's fine. No one's ever forcing you to do that, but for some of us, we're going to be ready, and we're going to defend your life. I guess unless you ask otherwise. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean
that'd be weird.
Yeah,
and that would be super weird. That would be super weird. But
yeah,
principles are principles, and that's okay.
Yep.
So people are attempting to boycott Walmart over this 223 ammo, handgun ammo,
and then you have on the other side, just to jump into this, you have people that are calling the NRA terrorists.
Right.
That they are now a terrorist organization.
The San Francisco.
Oh my goodness, San Francisco
Board of Supervisors.
They just stop, please stop, California.
Can we come to a consensus here though that the NRA is not a very good organization at this point?
Morally?
No, I'm not saying morally. I'm saying, well, you could even say morally. I mean,
meaning what?
The last couple of months they've fired a whole bunch of board members, or they've resigned.
Okay.
There's been misappropriation of funding. Wayne LaPierre is becoming one of the richest people in the United States now. He's running the place. It's getting really, really questionable.
Right.
I haven't supported the NRA in, when did I get married? 11 years. I haven't supported the NRA in 11 years. Because I saw the writing on the wall. I think there's some other better organizations to support,
right?
Who better reflect the needs and the convictions of firearm owners. And the NRA, unfortunately, is it's prime for the hitting,
right?
For the left. Irony is, the whole irony that I find behind the NRA is that compared to progressive organizations like Planned Parenthood, the NRA lobbies nothing.
Right.
Like monetarily.
It's shocking.
It's shocking how little the NRA actually contributes monetarily to political
correct. Because you would think that it would be into the hundreds of millions of dollars.
But it's not.
And then you have all of these other organizations, like you were saying with Planned Parenthood, who are giving just ungodly amounts of money to keep their agenda where it's at. But yet nobody's worried about that.
No,
they're worried about the NRA with their guns, with their with their lobbying. Obviously they do, but like, come on, people, just follow the money, and look.
I come back to the whole thing. More people have been killed by Planned Parenthood than the NRA.
Yep,
literally, more people have been killed by Planned Parenthood than the NRA.
Oh, for sure. How many people have the NRA killed?
None that I know of.
Yeah.
None that I know of.
Yeah.
So it's super.
Because if they did, they'd be all over.
Oh, well, right. No, you're absolutely right.
Right, and that's essentially what San Francisco is claiming, is that they're inciting violence, that they're pushing people to buy guns to go after blah, 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 blah. You know, that's basically what they're doing and their reasoning behind why they're calling them a terrorist organization.
If you can call the NRA a domestic terrorist organization,
right?
You can call any church a domestic terrorist organization. You can call any gun club a domestic terrorist organization.
Right.
You can call any gun shop a domestic terrorist run organization. Business. I mean, whatever.
Right. So the implications of the accusation are huge.
Oh, yes. Now,
what about a video game company?
We all know, right, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
And so that being said, this is San Francisco. San Francisco is absolutely nuts. I just want to draw your eyes to the picture here. On the news article. Does anyone see what I'm seeing? Because
she's got them realtor eyes.
She does. She does. She's got them crazy realtor eyes. Thank you, Roseanne.
Yes, she does. Yes,
so,
she does.
Is anyone shocked? I'm not shocked.
No,
I'm not shocked at all.
No.
She and Andrea Ocasio-Cortez are going to be staring at each other in their eye, staring into each other's eyes later on today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, guys, San Francisco is an absolute wreck. You've got literally people defecating in the streets. You've got syringes all over the place. I mean, it's an absolute dump right now.
Can we just let them secede from the union?
Look,
just burn out.
Who was telling me this last week? I mean, I was like, we should just let it fall into the ocean, and someone said it couldn't because it's actually pushing towards us.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of terrible. No, look,
it's getting crushed,
guys. I know we've got listeners in California. Guys, if you're listening, do something about this.
Please fix your state.
It looks
please.
terrible. It's just terrible. This is nuts. Even if you don't like the NRA, even if you don't like what we're saying about firearms right now, come on, guys. It's not domestic terrorism.
This is the whole thing of, and we were talking about it last week or the week before, where it just shuts down lines of communication between people. You call somebody, you have somebody who has differing political views, and you call them a racist. And you're not proving your point. You're calling them something, and you're tagging them as something, right? And all it's doing is it's inciting, just craziness that's happening. And
that happens on both sides. Happens on both sides. Though.
Yes, exactly. And this is the stuff that needs to be squashed. And just stop, please. Please, It is insane. Like, this is not how a civilized society works. And yet here we are, inciting people to go one way or the other and pushing everybody to complete opposite ends of the room over, a freaking Facebook post or over whatever else because we don't agree with them, even though it's something that doesn't really matter. So,
right.
Stop it.
Well, the sign says that it's 4 quarters for an hour, but a quarter only gets you 15 minutes. So if my math is correct, that's not an hour.
I'm ducking and everything. God, in the house, I got skated. I dropped my hot pocket.
Oh, I thought that one was longer, guys. I'm sorry about that.
I have such empathy for the guy that dropped his hot pocket, man.
I know.
That's a tragedy.
That's the worst.
It's almost as tragic as the dude trying to do new math in the beginning.
It's probably been 10 years since I've had a hot pocket, to be honest with you guys.
Oh, man. They're still good, but they don't treat you the same way, let me tell you.
But with my Costco membership, I can get a 50-pack of them.
Yep. There you go.
Now,
why can you do that? Because you're an adult with money. Booyah.
Picked up granola bars the other day. There's like 100 in the pack.
Oh, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
You remember from school, were we talking about it on the show? I mean, we might have been. The burritos.
Oh, man.
Those are terrible.
Yep. Oh, they were awful.
I made it through all 3.5 years without eating one.
Dude, we used to make such random concoctions of stuff.
Well, so okay. So you worked in the dining common.
Yep.
We talked about this like 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, and it was the dining common every day after spaghetti day. It was chili day.
Yep.
Because you took the chili and you added some beans and you added some chili seasoning, and you had yourself a chili.
Oh man, it was bad.
And the spaghetti.
Yeah. It was bad.
Spaghetti chili.
It was bad.
And it wasn't horrible. Like the chili tasted okay.
Right. You could tell what morphed into what.
Yeah, so like
it was just
one day you'd have like the chicken patties for lunch, and the next day you'd have chicken tetrazzini.
Yep.
Which I don't even know what that was.
I don't know. You remember the spicy tuna boats?
Never ate those.
Oh man, those were terrifying.
What did those turn into?
I don't think they turned into anything. I think that was like the bottom of the barrel for something. I don't know where they got the tuna from. Maybe it was the old chicken or something after it gone bad.
You don't want to know what they turned into.
It was terrifying. There were some terrifying meals.
There was that one with it would be the chicken and the cream sauce and the rice.
Ooh.
And then they'd serve. It was turkey. I think it was turkey. They'd serve it with the cranberry sauce, and it actually tasted pretty good.
Yep.
It actually tasted pretty good, but it was definitely reconstituted from something.
Oh man, yeah. The food has greatly improved. Not that it was not unedible by any means, but it was just there were some unique things. There were some unique transitions back in 2006 to 2010.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't great.
Yep.
It wasn't great.
Yep.
But it was I don't know. I have flashbacks, man. It's like Nom. It's like Nom.
Hey, I was the one. My crew was one of the crews that had to clean all the pans and everything from all the burnt stuff.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There was some really good days and there were some really bad days.
So you were like pan wash. You weren't dishwash because dishwash was all ladies.
No,
right?
we weren't dishwash. We were pot wash. So,
gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So that was my crew. So, and it was a blast. We had a blast.
So how did you clean them? Like just an industrial washing machine, or?
All right. So we had sinks. So first thing you had to do is you had to dump most things in the sink.
Right.
And these were giant industrial sinks that we had, and then you would literally scrub the junk off of them.
Oh man!
And then it would go through basically a industrial dishwasher that had a belt and everything, so it would just go straight from one end to the other. It would come out clean, and then it would just get stacked.
Yeah, nice.
And I mean, you were talking about hundreds of trays.
Yeah, I was gonna say
hundreds of pans.
Just to give people a perspective, like we had what 4,000 kids on campus eating.
Right.
Eating in the dining common, and there were required meals. Like you paid.
Right.
Your tuition paid for the meals.
Right.
And so if you weren't eating, you weren't there were no meal plans.
Right. So it was either you ate or you didn't eat. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So
but yeah.
So there was probably 3,000 to 4,000 people eating a meal every day.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that vicinity.
Just incredible numbers.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of work. A lot of work.
I never had the privilege of working dining common.
The best things were Fridays when they had was it Friday or Saturdays whenever they had the pizza, and you could go and you could get the pizza, and then man, like if you worked that shift,
it was Fridays. Fridays.
Right,
it was the best day of my life
because we had games, and then man, I could come back with because I was at that point I was a student manager, and so I was like the last person cleaning up everything, getting everybody, and there was only a couple of us that would close, and the leftover pizza and wings and everything you got to take.
You brought us back a trash bag full of wings one night.
These huge black
it was incredible.
trash bags.
Yes.
And the stuff was like in boxes and stuff, but we had to have a way to carry it. And so stuck them in the trash bags, man. So you take like this big, huge 55-gallon trash bag and you stick a bunch of pizza boxes in it. You'd hike that thing over like you were Santa Claus walking back.
Oh, you were. But you were. So I don't know how I called you the prophet because of it, because you came in bearing good tidings. And so,
it was so great.
I think that may have been the first time I met you too.
Probably
because
I was
you knew
friends
Jeff.
with Jeff.
You knew Jeff.
Yeah,
but Jeff never brought any friends over, so which was weird.
We were only like I don't know,
like three doors apart,
four doors,
three
doors down, something like that.
But it was that. Oh man, it was so awesome. It was so much.
That was
food.
Great.
So much
great.
food.
That was completely worth working on Friday nights.
Oh yeah.
Completely worth it.
The smiles that came across our faces when you walked in with the offering.
Dude, I used to get guys from other dorms that would come into my room, and I've never seen them before, and they're like, "Somebody said you had wings."
Yes,
and we're like, "Who the heck are you?"
It's so awesome, so awesome. Oh man,
it was great.
What a meet, guys.
It was great.
Guys, Australia.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Australia. Okay. A vegan woman.
Oh.
Of course, we know she's a vegan because she's definitely telling us, because they tell everyone. Vegan has taken her neighbors to court because they keep barbecuing meat and fish, and the smells keep wafting over into her garden.
Oh my.
We're talking Australia here. Where the woman,
this lady looks distraught.
Oh yeah, she's a vegan massage therapist. Her neighbor Tone Vu and his wife and their children. This began in late.
He looks Asian.
He
somehow.
is
some kind of Asian guy. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. And guys, when it comes to barbecue, Asians throw down.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh man, they can grill some food.
Mm-hmm.
And so
this is something's definitely wrong with this lady.
She's complaining because smells of meat are just wafting over into her backyard, and it's malicious.
What a terrible thing.
It's malicious. It's malicious. She's already been rejected in court twice.
I wonder why.
But she's taking it to the Supreme Court.
Where is she getting all this money?
Well, she's a massage therapist.
I need to become a massage therapist. I'm in the wrong line of work.
Is it massage therapist or is it massage therapist?
I don't know. Is that legal down there in Southwest Texas?
I don't believe it's legal in Southwest Texas. She also complains that there's a smell of cigarettes and the sound of kids playing basketball.
Oh no!
What the sound? Oh, heaven forbid! The sound of children.
Heaven forbid children play basketball.
Dang children. Cigarettes. They're smoking kids.
Now,
what she's trying to say?
She's also complained about other neighbors as well. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking.
This lady needs to just move. That's what her problem is.
Well, we live in the time and society that everyone has to cave to what you want.
Right.
She should move to Texas.
Well, yeah.
See how well that goes over. That whole state smells like barbecue.
Oh man, I included the wrong story here. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, come on, like, all right. So if you were the neighbors of this woman, right? Because I know you're not going to back down on barbecuing. Would you just purposefully have larger barbecue parties more often at your home? Because I think that would be the way to go.
Well, they're going to. They're going to. Because thousands are going to attend the barbecue in front of the home of the vegan who complained about neighbors grilling fish.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
I love it.
It is simply amazing.
That's
so
epic.
Yeah, I guess this
is so good.
There's a movement. It's Community Barbecue for Scylla Garden.
Oh no.
It's a Facebook event.
Oh.
And now, guys, this could very well end up just like they can't stop us all. This could end up like that.
We got to start talking about that pretty soon too.
Yes,
that's coming.
I do not know if this is going to happen or not, guys. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But anyways, yeah, thousands are going to show up at our house. Supposedly, 6,000 said they're going to attend. 14,000 are interested. Don't let Scylla destroy a good Aussie tradition. Join us for a community barbecue and protest of our actions.
If this is how you get people together for a community barbecue, this is exactly what I'm going to be going for. I'm going to be like, I'm going to talk to my neighbors who have no problems with anything that I barbecue and tell them, you know what? If you say that you're insulted by all of this, we can make this a thing. And we can get everybody to come over and we can get barbecue.
Yes.
Like, this is a great idea.
You're going the conspiracy theory route here, but I think it's good.
It's a great idea. So
I have nothing against this. Yeah, guys.
See, this is what happens when you cannot talk to your neighbors and be kind.
Well, that's
exactly what happens.
That's what one of the neighbors. That's what one of the neighbors said. One of the neighbors was like, "Shouldn't you just go talk to him first?
Just be civil."
No, instead we take him to
with
court.
your neighbor. Talk to them. Like if it's something that you don't like or whatever else, talk to them about it. Come on, people. This is insane.
It's just easier to take them to court, man.
Right. And it's easier for people to have thousands of people over for barbecue because of it.
I'm still not seeing a problem with this.
This thing was 10 foot tall. He had beautiful hair. He looked like he had 6 fingers on each hand. I come out here and rough talked him and run him off. And I said, get away from here. Get. And he went right back out that path again.
Guys, I forgot to mention in the last story, or in the last segment. We have another Australia story, and this is tragic. We know how dangerous hippopotamuses can be.
Truth.
Very.
Couple 1,000 pounds of animal coming at you.
How dangerous? How dangerous do you think a rooster could be?
I would say about as dangerous as. I mean, they can do some damage, but.
Do you think death could be imminent?
I'm gonna say no because my in-laws have roosters and you can definitely kick them quite a ways.
Right. Well, 76-year-old lady.
Well,
after a few pecks from a rooster, she died.
She got pecked. She didn't get clawed.
No. Pecked by a rooster. Apparently,
what? Did she
according
get
to this,
an infection or something?
Yeah,
the death was due to exsanguination from bleeding varicose veins.
What?
Following the
what
attack.
Does that mean? What does that even mean?
It was pecking at her.
Significant
legs,
loss of blood. Yes.
Yikes!
Pecked a varicose vein and she bled out.
Ow! Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So
it's bad. It's really bad.
Keep your grandma away from the roosters.
No, grandma.
Yikes.
Easy.
Wow. All right, on that depressing
tragic.
note.
So Matthew and I spent the last week.
I thought that was going somewhere funny, and I was like, that completely ruined it.
No, it's gone. Sorry, man. No, it's tragic.
I know. I was like, I didn't know it was somebody's grama. I was looking forward to being like, some Florida man got pecked by a rooster.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, it's bad. It's bad.
That's where that went. All right.
So Area 51, guys. This is supposed to go down in 13 days now.
They still can't stop all of us.
They can't stop all of us. They're calling it what? Alien stock now?
Alien stock.
Alien stock. So
This just keeps getting better.
Remember, I'm in the great throes of the head gasket saga of 2019 on my Ford F350 6.0 Power Stroke.
Quite the saga.
Here we go. It's a race against the clock.
It is a race against the clock because if I do not get the truck done by next weekend, which I'm supposed to be away on business like 4 days next week, if I do not get the truck done in time, I am not going to be able to go.
So basically, it's going to be like, ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week to see if Aaron Mathis gets the head gaskets done or if he will not make it to Alien stock.
So we will know next Saturday. We'll know next Saturday whether it's going to happen or not.
Whoa, this is going to be good.
So it's going to be cutting. It's going to be down to the wire. We would have actually. I think we would have been done yesterday had we not had the issues we had the day before.
We could have.
So Thursday night, I've Ben, you've been apprised of all the issues. Last week we talked about the housing that I had to have shipped to me, $125 because I broke it.
Right.
Got all that together. Everything's basically together. Matthew and I got the head in the other day. The one head in on last Monday or Tuesday? Monday.
Like
and then we kept working on some other little things to get stuff ready. And Thursday night, we're ready to put in the second head. Ready to roll.
Yeah.
Like it's before dinner on Thursday night. We're ready to roll. It's perfect. We put in, so they have spacer dowels that keep the head in the right place, or keep the gasket in the right place when you put the head on.
Right.
And so we put the dowels in, we take the gasket, go to set it on top, and it doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit?
Oh, no.
Why doesn't it fit?
It
doesn't
completely
fit.
Wrong?
It doesn't fit. So this truck has 18 millimeter gaskets and 20 millimeter gaskets for the dowels, for the dowel holes. So it's either 18 or 20, and it depends on the build model of your truck, or the build date of your truck. Now, my truck has 20 millimeter gaskets,
right?
And I previously had ordered 18 millimeter gaskets,
right?
Inadvertently, I knew I needed 20. I knew I needed 20s. They didn't show up, so I shipped them back, and I ordered the 20s from a different company who could get them here immediately.
Correct.
And so
they sent you in 18s.
Get this. No. Not even.
What?
So we install the one. It's a 20. It's perfect. We get to the other side. We pull it out. We're being super careful with it because you don't want to contaminate it at all.
Right.
We're getting this thing ready. We put it on. Obviously, the hole's the wrong size. We will start looking at it.
Right.
One layer of the gasket is an 18 millimeter layer.
All the rest are 20.
All the rest are 20s.
Of course.
I couldn't believe it. All the rest were 20s.
Can you just Amazon it?
So this is Thursday night this was after dinner. Thursday night at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So all the shops are closed around us.
Right.
No chance of finding parts or anything that night, obviously. The local Ford dealer here in Northeast Nebraska doesn't stock parts typically. They order them in 24-hour delivery.
All right.
So the problem is 24-hour delivery Friday, that puts us to Saturday morning. That's not possible.
Right.
Not possible. Talked with Omaha a couple weeks ago to figure out prices of gaskets, and they are the same way, 24 hours. Now, I remember there's a little town north of Omaha called Blair, and shout out to Woodhouse Ford. Free advertising for you folks. They are Nebraska's largest truck dealer.
And they will get you the head you need.
And so, thank you. Head gaskets. Head gaskets. That's Tombstone at the frontporchshow.com. So I called them up yesterday morning at 7:30, and I'm like, hey, you got the head gaskets in there. Of course, Hammond and Hahn, they want my VIN number. I don't have the VIN number. And the guy's like, well, I don't know what size gaskets you need. And I'm like, I know what size gaskets I need. I have the truck apart in my garage and, 50 bajillion parts.
Right.
I know I need the 20s. And so, like, I explained to him the situation and how the head gasket has one layer that's an 18. And he's like, that's not possible. And I'm like, of course it's not.
Oh, it's possible.
Of course it's not. That's why we're having the issue. This is why we have the issues.
Oh, that's good.
And anyways, I talked to him. I ended up paying like $70 more to have it yesterday.
All right.
But I was able to send Alyssa and Juliet down to pick up the gasket, and they, out of the goodness of their hearts, went and picked it up. Matthew and I did some what do you call it? Some excavating, dirt work yesterday around the house, digging up, properly grading the driveway away from the house.
Yeah, that helps.
And carving a walkway for our front door. And by the time we were done with that, they showed up and we put the gasket in. And so the other head is on. The other head is on. If I had the, do I have it?
Boom.
Do I have it? I do. No. The other head is on. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That was a little bit delayed. I'm sorry, guys.
For the audience, that was the guy that was holding up the applause sign kind of failed there.
He did. It turns out the finger that I drove a screwdriver into yesterday while trying to change a gasket, an O-ring,
on an injector
doesn't work. I can't press. It doesn't activate the touch sensor now. I don't know why.
There's no nerfs.
There's apparently no.
Lightning.
Yeah, there's a nasty storm going on outside, by the way.
Sweet.
And we're standing here right next to electrical
Doreen,
equipment.
it's coming for you.
It is. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump. So we after all the heads were in, after the head was in last night, we called it. We spent a nice evening watching movies. And I will attempt. Matthew leaves today. I will attempt to finish it this next week if I have time.
There you go.
And so basically, I'm down to just slapping the rest of the parts together and figuring out where it all fits.
Nice.
Because I honestly don't remember now.
So we got to get this slapped together so that way you can head to Alien Stock and do some awesome interviews.
That's right. So if everything works out, the show that releases on the 23rd of September will be a live show from Area 51.
Oh man.
And
oh man. Oh, this could be the best thing.
Full of interviews.
This could be the best thing.
I'm just saying, if any of our listeners are headed to Alien Stock and I can't make it, we may be able to bring you on as a special correspondent for the day.
Oh, definitely.
And make sure this happens, because
definitely.
That would be awesome.
So I am working some various routes along those lines anyways right now, just to try to make sure that happens in case we don't make it.
If you're planning on going, make sure that you have enough supplies, have a place to sleep in your vehicle.
State of emergency.
Be prepped,
state of emergency.
Because these places cannot handle the crowds that potentially could be coming.
So like town of 60 people or something?
Yes.
County of 600?
Yeah.
They cannot support us.
Right.
Watch out for bandits.
They may not be able to stop us, but they can't support us either.
Right.
So
I guess the Alien Festival is to take place in Rachel, Nevada, in the closest town to Area 51, which apparently is Rachel. Its official population is 98 people.
Yeah.
98 people.
I think
you're gonna give somebody's grandma a heart attack.
I think the entire county has 50 hotel rooms.
It's right.
So,
which probably have never, some of them have probably never been used.
Oh, more than likely. It's not possible.
Oh my goodness. There is not a Costco out right there.
So there's not. It could be trouble. So I'm gonna have to make my Costco run before we get there.
Oh my goodness.
So they can't stop us all. I just want to be clear. I'm not actually going onto the government installation. I will not be the one who invades. I just want to be clear on that.
Just for the interviews.
I'm just there for the interviews, guys.
Yep.
Just there for the interviews.
Do it.
Entire first half, we got hit in the mouth and acted like somebody took our lunch money, and all we wanted to do was have pouty expressions on our face until somebody daubed our little tears off and made us feel better, and then then we'd go out there and try harder once our mommies told us we were okay.
Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream.
That's right, guys.
This thing was 10 foot tall.
It's the truth. It is the truth.
WWW Bush.
That's right. That's right.
So painful at just speaking.
I'm trying to look here real quick. Cougars football. Washington State Cougars. Did they win last week?
Sure, we'll go with yes. I have no idea.
Yeah, they won. They won last week. Win streak of 1. Well done, Cougs. Well done, Coach Leach. Guys, really disturbing story came across the desk. Jeff sent. It was funny because I put this in the show notes last night. Jeff sends it via text like less than an hour later.
Yeah,
and start going over this article, and it is extremely disturbing. The headline reads this. This is off Forbes.com. Feds demand Apple and Google hand over names of 10,000 users of a Gunscope app. Like, okay, what does that mean? So a company named American Technologies Network Incorporated builds this app that controls the rifle scope that they have, the Obsidian 4. It's a night vision scope that can live stream, take video, and calibrate their gun scope, all from this app.
Right.
It's absolutely incredible technology.
Which is really cool.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's absolutely incredible. So Google Play, it's had more than 10,000 downloads. Apple doesn't provide those numbers, so who knows how many Apple iPhone owners, but odds are they're Apple owners, so they don't own guns.
Hey.
That was a cheap joke. Tombstone at thefrontporchshow.com.
At least they did own guns until those unfortunate boating accidents.
Yes, the boating accidents were a tragedy.
Which is soon to be Tombstone.
So, if the court approves the demand, Apple and Google would have to decide to give over the information, and it would include all the data that they have on the thousands who have downloaded it.
This is crazy.
And the thousands who have nothing to do with the crimes being investigated.
Yeah, you want to talk about overreaching. This is a prime example.
Right.
So I have to actually hand it to Apple and Google because so far they have refused these demands.
Yes.
So I got to hand it to them because that's great. But
so this all stems from ITAR, which is the International Traffic in Arms Regulation, which is some sort of ridiculous thing that I've dealt with in the past, where for each offense, for each item shipped across the border, you can that is a regulated arm. It is that falls under this. Basically, it's any item that could be used by a foreign military. So interpret that as you see.
But
any item.
What are they afraid of with this? I don't understand because it seems to be an extremely helpful app.
The scopes have been shipped to China and to Canada and to Mexico, or excuse me, Netherlands, and the necessary ITAR exceptions have not been obtained.
So basically, that's the reason.
So they are that because the app logs the location of the owner. They can then figure out who imported it and who exported it.
But how? Right. How would they figure out who exported it?
By getting downloads.
Who downloaded it, and then going to them and fleecing them.
Oh,
yeah, or just looking up the information from their accounts.
Right, exactly. Because as soon as you figure out that it was them, you can file for an international warrant, get their banking information, and figure out who they paid, and all that stuff. So it's pretty easy after that. Right. This is a big fishing expedition. It's a night vision scope. I understand that it's unlawful to export. However,
I don't know. It seems a little extreme.
However, the fact that thousands upon thousands of legal owners, this is de facto registration, guys. Right here.
Yeah.
This is de facto registration. This is we can't actually go after the people who bought them. We can't find who bought them. So therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to get all the names, we're going to put them in a database and start searching through the database.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And who would buy the scope if they don't own a firearm to go with it?
Exactly.
No one.
I don't know.
No one would. No one at all.
Know.
Yep.
And so there you have it, guys. So I think this is going to fail in court. There's no way.
Hopefully.
I sure hope so.
There's no way Apple and Google are going to comply. There's no way.
Right.
I do not see it happening. This is just absolutely, it's an absolute terrible bulk data grab.
Mm-hmm.
So, but honestly, is it much different than collecting all of our metadata? Which they don't do.
Right. I think potentially narrowing it is, because you're not talking about hundreds of millions of people. You're only talking about, tens of thousands of people. So,
but it's different. It's different because they're trying to find out who owns the rifles that they use the scopes for.
Right.
Well, I mean, they're not trying to, but
yeah. Well, it's under the guise.
Right.
It's under the guise, which is questionable. Yeah. Questionable to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is the potential that's here for the government to do this, and whether or not it's lawful, which,
Yeah. No, it's scary.
That's the problems we're running into, is that it's not something that is, it's something that's being questioned and being brought up, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
And you know what I mean? And not saying that it matters right now, because, it might get shot down, but what's going to happen in another 10 years, another 20 years?
Yeah.
Is this going to become more and more, of a police state, essentially, where it's going to be, they're going to start regulating all of this stuff. And obviously certain things do need to be regulated to some extent, but this type of thing is where it gets really shady and really questionable.
Right.
Because it's so much more than what it seems on the surface. Yeah, that's what I got. I'm kind of out of it.
No, I agree. I agree. Guys, warfare of the future. Skynet is here, and it's controlled by
Dave,
Apple,
the U.S. government.
Oh no!
Now, did we talk on the show about Wallops Island a couple months back on the show? A couple weeks back?
That is,
I'm pretty sure I talked about it with you about the island of Chincoteague and everything. Wallops Island is where that space flight center is.
Mm-hmm.
Out on the. Well, it's almost there. Wallops Space Flight Center. It's an island out there, Wallops Island.
Yeah.
Anyways, they are testing. Scarily enough, they are testing the warfare of the future, where
Terminator's coming.
Terminators are the ones fighting. I'm going to read this from the Atlantic. I'm going to read this paragraph. If a fishing vessel had steamed past the area last October, the crew might have glimpsed half a dozen or so 35-foot-long inflatable boats darting through the shallows, and thought little of it. But if crew members have looked closer, they would have seen that no one was on board. The engine throttle levers were shifting up and down as if controlled by ghosts. The boats were using high-tech gear to sense their surroundings, communicate with one another, and automatically position themselves. In theory, the 50 caliber machine guns can be strapped to their bows and fire a steady stream of bullets to protect troops landing on the beach. They are calling it CMOB. That's what the Marine Corps has called it. Cutting-edge technology so that robots will assist, the artificial intelligence will assist soldiers making their way to the battlefield. Yeah. Autonomous weaponry. Making decisions on who dies and who does not.
Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah. And then apparently at the end of it, it says the Air Force is working on pilot-less versions of stored F-16 fighter jets as part of basically a part of a program, and they have named it Skyborg.
Yeah, thanks. So thank you.
Let's just learn. Let's just learn from Star Trek. Anything that has the word Borg in it is bad.
Not good. Not good at all, guys.
Come on, people. Like, there's so many precursors to this being bad in so many movies, and it's my biggest fear is that we're gonna have these robots or whatever taking place of war, right?
And no one is going to care anymore,
right?
What's a war if there's not what? A war isn't impactful if you're just killing machines.
Well, you're gonna and then you're gonna start in this whole thing of, I mean, it's not so much that it's machines fighting per se, but it's that it's not drones.
Yeah. No,
it's not something that is manned by a human. Yeah. This is something that's autonomously fighting for whatever else. And then we're going to wind up, like, again, in Star Trek, you're going to wind up having, these big war battlefields and everything like that. And people that are just going to start shoveling people in, saying that, 90,000 people died and they're going to kill 90,000 people. And, but whatever. Anyway.
I'm not one of those guys who believes in the quote unquote singularity of where machines will become sentient. I don't think that's possible.
Not unless they blot out the sun.
I think it
they use us for batteries.
I think yeah.
I am way into conspiracy
theories
awesome,
on
man.
This.
They're already doing
I have got so many science fiction references for this.
Well done on the Matrix there. No, so like I don't think that that's coming. I believe that sentience is more than just neurons clicking or neurons firing and people thinking. I believe that humanity and existence is more than just a physical thing. I think there's a spiritual component, and I don't think we'd be here without that.
Right.
And I don't think we can create that.
Right, but they can still make decisions.
Yes. Well,
right.
They're decisions, but they're program decisions.
Yeah.
They're decisions that they've decided to make.
Programs can learn.
But to what
yes
extent
and
does
no.
AI become terrifying?
Oh, no. I believe it's terrifying as it is. That's my point. Like, it doesn't have to become sentient and have emotions and feelings in order to become worse. I think it's bad enough as it is.
Right.
And I think it's absolutely terrifying. I guess my whole point behind that is, I think there's less to the fear is real, but our fear is misappropriated at this point
because we have EMPs.
Well, that's good reference as well. Nice. I like that.
Let's keep going. I got so many more references.
I know.
Just keep talking.
Okay, so totally on the Terminator side of things. Matthew and I got to go do a tour of a steel mill.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
it was pretty awesome.
That seems like it would be really cool.
Hats off to Nucor and Reese for giving us a tour of the Nucor steel mill in Norfolk, Nebraska. They are the largest recycler of steel in the United States.
Awesome.
And so they are taking in tons Their pot burns 125,000 pounds.
Holy moly!
At a time. That's their initial melter.
Incredible.
Unfortunately, we got there 10 minutes after it broke.
Yeah.
So
oh man.
So we go up into the control room, right?
Dang it.
For the primary melt pot. We get up there into the control room, and like 10 minutes before, something arced, and there was a massive fireball in the room.
Oh, we missed it.
And we missed it.
Oh,
we missed it.
Now, this is awesome because this seems like a completely utter toxic masculinity place. That would be like you can literally not break anything. You got like a fireball in the middle of the room, and they're just like, yeah, it broke. There was a fireball.
That's pretty much
right.
Pretty much
like,
what it was.
Like nothing happened. You're like, yeah.
Like I mean,
sounds amazing.
They're joking on the radio with each other, and it's like,
oh yeah, it sounds amazing.
It was absolutely insane. So they're taking recycled metal, and melting it down to turn it into bars of steel. And so they have the primary melt pot. They have secondary melt pots where they transfer the primary into the secondary, and then they add all the components to turn it into the right metal.
So be aware, Skynet, we can melt your robots.
We can.
Exactly.
3,100 degrees.
Oh, yeah. See, remember what happened? Remember what happened to that thing in Terminator?
I know.
Got melted in the steel mill.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's possible.
See that?
It's possible.
This is all prophetic here.
Reese, our tour guide, he's an engineer out there. He said, and I totally believe it, the temperature in the rooms were upwards of 150 degrees. Where we were out was probably about 130.
Jeez.
And then you walk into the control room and it's like,
oh yeah, it's like 70.
Oh,
like
that's
70
or 65.
That's gonna be shaky.
So it was crazy.
To literally drop 50 to 60 degrees.
So
that's gotta be crazy.
We're wearing pants. We're long pants, jackets, flashproof jackets, fireproof jackets, like just protective gear to keep any sparks off or whatever.
Right.
And
right.
Yeah.
Right. Keep the sparks off from when the fireball comes into the room.
Yeah. So we got hard hats on, we've got goggles on, and we're strolling through this thing. Like we walk outside into the 80-degree weather and it's freezing.
That's
and like
trippy.
And we're dripping sweat. Like sweat is just pouring off.
Yeah.
And
we're just walking around.
You were half the man you were, weren't you?
I probably lost 3 quarts of water that day. It was 3 quarts. Yeah, easy.
Okay.
That may be a slight exaggeration.
I was like, that's oddly specific.
Yes, I measured. I've got a drip pan that sits under me that walks with me that I just collected.
They didn't question that when you walked in?
No.
Like, what is that?
No, not at all.
This drip pan. What?
We were actually a little surprised they didn't question us more when we walked in. We had to watch like an 8-minute safety video, which basically
awesome. Tells you what to do when there's a fireball.
Well, no, it didn't even tell us that.
No, not really. Yeah.
So they get this, Ben. They can melt 125,000 pounds of steel in 23 minutes.
Wait, what? That's going from cold.
So the pot is always warm.
Right.
The pot's always warm.
But I'm saying that's like chunks of steel going in cold.
They keep 25,000 pounds of steel melted in the bottom of the pot.
Holy moly.
Okay. And so this is 100,000 pounds of steel.
All right.
Inside this pot.
Tell me how many cars that is. That's what I really want to know. Like how much does this equate to
I can't
as far
I don't know
steel wise. Is this like a skyscraper's worth of steel?
Well, it would be 10
of
my pickups. My pickup is almost 10,000 pounds.
Right.
So 11 of my pickups. My pickup is 8,000 pounds.
Well, you got to minus that one gasket though.
Right, the one gasket that's 5 ounces. Yeah. So think about it this way: it's about a train car load.
That's a lot. That's That is a lot.
Yeah.
I was going to say a ton, and then it's just like, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it's 50 tons. 50 tons, yeah.
That's incredible. That's an incredible amount of steel.
And so how many amps were they running through? 3,000 amps and
oh yeah,
or 30,000 amps.
I think it was.
They were like, "Don't touch that."
2,500 amps.
So there's a wall in there. There's a wall above the burn pots, right?
Right.
That if they let go of a wrench, it'll stick to the wall because it's created a magnetic field inside the room.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's you got a pacemaker, don't go in that room.
Oh yeah. Obviously.
It's crazy. Like it's just incredible. So thank you to Reese and Nucor Steel for giving us the tour. It was
awesome.
It was awesome. 37 acres under roof.
Jeez.
37 acres.
That's awesome.
And they are able to produce 220,000 pounds of steel was their record per hour.
This is recycling on a man scale right here.
They are the they are the largest recycler.
This is man cycling right here. Yeah.
Yes.
Not what Tombstone does.
So yeah.
This is not Tombstone's upcycling. This is man cycling. No.
Wow, guys. Wow, that's amazing. They're the largest recycler in the U.S. The company Nucor, they've got steel mills all across the U.S. One of the things that struck me, I'm a conservationist. I hate calling myself an environmentalist, but they everything they do there is to protect the environment.
Right.
As far as keeping bad particles out of the air, like we walk through the thing with no air masks because it's not harmful because they're literally vacuuming all the particulate up.
That's cool.
And bagging it. They bag
giant vacuums.
They have giant vacuums sucking all the air clean.
See, these are the people that we need to convince to build the giant trebuchet to launch stuff into the sun.
To launch the trash into space.
This is the people.
I know.
Get with these guys because this is the people we could get convinced to do that.
I know. And you know what the cool thing about trebuchets are?
They're awesome.
They don't require a background check.
Oh, boom.
That's all I'm saying.
It's all
I'm saying.
That's it.
All I'm saying.
That's what we need.
We got it. We could build
just
one
as
on
the
top of
founding
this
fathers
thing.
intended.
It is a cornhole tournament fundraiser. Cut the crap.
Okay, so this intro means so much more to us now than it ever did in the past. When I found this year, like a year and a half ago
or something. Yeah,
a year ago. And so Ben's been going back through listening to the old episodes. Hopefully, you've been writing down good things that we need to pull from those episodes with timestamps.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Totally
good
doing
because
that.
we need some more intros. And so Ben, like we did this story, the cornhole tournament as a story back.
I think it was episode 7.
Really,
I think.
Long time ago.
Maybe it's 9. I don't know. It's one of those.
Okay, yeah, back then. And Ben texts this week and goes, "Guys, the cornhole tournament happened where I grew up."
Yep, sure enough. So that is in Douglas County, Georgia, and Douglasville is right there. So I potentially knew people at this cornhole tournament. I haven't seen it. I watched the video a couple times, so I don't think I knew anybody, but I could have definitely had people that I knew went to this. I mean, I may have even known the lady who yelled. I'm not sure.
That's so awesome.
But it is so like, oh my gosh, I loved the cornhole one. And then I found that out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's so typical. This could completely happen. It is so plausible that it could happen, and that's exactly what happens. Is I know you guys were talking about how that everybody all of a sudden everybody's dressed in their polos and their shorts, the typical Southern chic, which I proudly aspire to up in New Jersey here. And it's just amazing, and I love it because it's exactly how everything would have gone down. You'd have had a couple guys who probably knew each other, probably were had a little bit too much to drink, or were enjoying themselves on a Saturday afternoon. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter if it's a charity. It doesn't matter if it's at your church. It doesn't matter. It gets serious. Like, stuff goes down, man, when cornhole happens, all right?
This is a cornhole tournament fundraiser.
And, oh, man, I love how the reaction is, because it's so completely Southern, and where the lady just yells at everybody, and everybody just stops. And it's just like, oh man, let me tell you, them Southern women they can get you, man. If you start going, oh man, you do not want to mess. You think people from the North are terrifying. Like, you get a Southern mother who comes down and goes, as soon as it goes, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
You better watch out, because man, run. she's gonna take everything out with her. So
you watch your ears, like you're gonna get a box, man.
Oh yeah, you'll get something, man, or she'll start coming after you with a switch, or just by herself, she could single-handedly have taken every single one of those men out.
Things get real fast.
Yep. But yeah, it's
That's
I can aspire so much more and relate to this so much more now.
It brings joy to my heart to find out that
it's so good. If it would have been, let me tell you, if this would have happened like 15 years ago, I probably would have been part of that. I definitely would have been the guy who was just like in the middle of that, would have been like, woo! And then it would have been like, oh, shoot, shouldn't have done that.
Oh, man.
It's all good. It's all good.
So funny. So last month, now I think we've had this in show notes before. But Ben, I think you sent over the story from Florida reptile story.
Yes.
This is terrifying.
Yes. Oh, it's horrifying. All right. So just so everybody knows, as a public service announcement for the state of Florida, alligators can climb fences.
So your backyard is not safe anymore.
Yeah, you might want to be aware of that. Put up some barbed wire, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husbands, because they're coming after people now.
They've attained sentience, guys.
Yeah.
It is not the machines you need to worry about. It's the gators.
The gators.
There is this video from Jacksonville, Florida, that shows an alligator climbing over what must be, it's at least a 4-foot
fence. Yeah.
In Jacksonville, and it climbs up it and then just plops right over onto the other side, like the fence was nothing. So I was not aware that they could do this, and I am so much more horrified now to go to Florida.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with it.
We've always known that the reptilians were bad news, but now we have proof.
And I knew smaller reptiles can do that, obviously, but you see in like this 350, 400 pound reptile coming at you, and you're like, aha, I climbed the fence, and this thing's like, sucker, I'm coming at you. Yeah. So, yep. Not a good thing. So watch out, Florida, please. They're climbing the fences now.
They are among us. Guys, when I say emotional support horse, what comes to mind?
My guess would be, I would say, honestly, what are those commercials where the guy has that small support horse?
I don't remember.
There's a commercial that has that.
I vaguely recall maybe seeing it on YouTube or something.
I'll have to find that, but yeah, that's what I think about. And
this is a flight from Chicago to Omaha. Guys, I'm sorry.
Really?
So sorry. Yes, it was.
Oh my.
Are you sure this wasn't the plane you were on?
It could have been. I don't know. I was just...
this
had
was
my noise canceling headphones on.
Minor thing to miss.
Okay, so this was September 2nd, so you were already here. So this would have been the flight the next day, though, which is hilarious. No, there you are in the picture. No, I'm kidding. That would have been hilarious. Yeah, emotional support horse loaded onto a plane. Now, the nice thing is, I believe they bought 3 extra seats.
Yes.
Well, at least they were kind enough to do that.
Now, Flirty, the horse, has her own Twitter and Instagram account.
Oh, it's not Little Sebastian?
No, it's not Little Sebastian. Little Sebastian. Anyways, what a great song. Yeah, so this is Flirty talking here. It's just too difficult to make sure Flirty doesn't inconvenient other passengers. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let's see. Flirty and I took to the skies yesterday. It was a great experience.
How long of a flight was this?
It's like, how long is it, Matthew? You were just on that same flight.
It's like an hour and 20.
It was a great experience, and I learned a lot. Flirty was fantastic and handled it like a pro. That being said, I'm going to keep traveling by car. It's easier on Flirty. Flying will be reserved for emergencies. It's too difficult to make sure that Flirty isn't an inconvenience to other passengers. You mean like when she takes a dump in the aisle? I don't know.
This happen?
I don't know, but have you ever smelled fresh horse manure?
Oh, yeah.
It's nasty.
Oh, my goodness.
Once we got to cruising altitude, she took a nap and was very quiet. Okay, you're at the airport. You're within security, right?
Where do you take your animal to relieve itself?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like dogs, there's always a little like green area to take your dog.
Right.
Like,
but not
your horse.
Not usually whenever you get through security.
Oh yeah, I've seen it there. I've seen it there.
Oh, I don't know.
I've seen it there. No, but see, here's the thing. I'm normal. I don't travel with a dog.
You don't travel with a horse either.
No, that's true. That's true.
At least I'm just like, okay, well, this is crazy. All right, come on. I understand it's a miniature horse, but seriously, people, it's a horse. It's not a small animal. This would be like bringing Beethoven on board a freaking airplane,
right?
You know, like nobody's asking for that. Normally, support animals are not. I guess they are. I don't know. But this just seems extreme. Like this is like the people that try and bring the duck, or the lady that brought the freaking the peacock. Remember that one?
Oh yeah. Yep.
The person that brought the peacock on, and you're like, seriously, have you ever been around a peacock? They're terrifying.
Yeah. Look, this whole emotional support thing has gone a little too far.
Seriously.
I understand.
I agree.
I understand, like, maybe some people need them. But there's this... I can't say this without sounding incredibly cruel. There's this thing called coping. You can deal. It's okay.
Yep. Some people were never taught that, though.
Oh, it's painful.
I understand wanting to have your dog with you or your horse or whatever, but
right. And there are the exceptions to where people do need those.
Right.
I agree.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
But this is getting extreme though. This is
I found a doctor to sign the prescription for one.
To the extent of if you are inconveniencing people around you with an animal, especially on a flight.
Now,
you need to stop.
As I said, in her defense,
please.
In her defense, they did buy extra seats for the horse.
Correct.
So this was not an inconvenience, but still, I come back to there was a horse on the plane.
Right.
Let's not forget that.
And then what happens? What happens if you have people that are allergic to whatever animal it is?
Well, then they're inconvenient. This comes back to the whole vegan Australia thing.
Yeah.
Grilling.
Then you can take them to court.
It doesn't matter. You just take them to court.
Maybe.
Like, not you,
Maybe,
not you for being allergic, but the person.
Right. But does it I don't know. This is crazy.
If you guys remember back in August, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced that miniature horses were still allowed to fly as service animals in all cabins of commercial airplanes. And because they were trying to clarify
do they
guidelines.
Have to buy extra seats, or did she just do that because she's nice?
Well, where else would the horse sit?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Like, if she wouldn't have bought them,
I think
would they have had us like? Would the horse have like sat on her lap?
Yeah, I think you have to buy space for the. I think you have to buy the space for it.
Right.
Okay, so here's the rules from American Airlines.
That's a bit crazy.
Fully trained service animals and emotional support psychiatric animals may fly, no charge if they meet the requirements. One emotional support animal, psychiatric service animal per person. Animal must be cat or dog. Trained miniature horse may be permitted to fly as well, 4 months or older. Animal must be clean and well behaved. Animal must fit at your feet, under your seat, or in your lap. If it's in the kennel, it must fit under the seat in front of you. Cannot be seated in an entrance row or exit row. Cannot protrude or block into aisles. It cannot occupy a seat. Eat from tray tables. Animal doesn't fit within the allowed seats. Oh, you may be able to fit, rebook on a flight with more open seats, buy a ticket for the animal. So that's a seat.
Right.
So that's occupying a seat, which is funny because they just said you can't do that.
Well, they can't. I'm sure they meant sit in the seat.
Oh, that makes sense. Sense.
Right. So you can occupy the space of the seat and in front of the seat.
Yeah, and you may not transport the animal as a checked, or you may have to do it as a checked bet. They cannot show any form of disruptive behavior like growling, biting, attempting to bite, jumping, or lunging at people.
Right.
It must be in your control at all times. Trained service animals, visual impairments, deafness, seizures.
But still, like do you as a passenger, like, does this make you comfortable enough to say, hey, you know what? Does this person actually have control of this animal, or do they not?
Am I concerned that someone has a pit bull as their emotional support animal
right
on the airplane? No, I'm not comfortable with that at all.
Right. And then, I mean,
guys,
like, what procedures go down if the animal decides that, like, I mean, horses aren't exactly known for intimate. That's not the word I wanted.
No, continence.
You're right.
Continence.
Right.
They're not known for their continence. They're typically known for their incontinence.
Right.
Look,
So
I don't know, guys.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yes, it is. This is reason number 635 that I do not like flying commercially.
Well, this is
and
why
I would rather drive.
Now, I have to say, though, they should have like offerings of, you know what, on this plane, it is an emotional support plane, and you can fly, this flies once a day or whatever to wherever it goes, and that way you can be on there and it can be like Noah's Ark.
That way, yes, Noah's Ark of planes. That way I don't have to sit on a plane and get sniffles from a cat under the seat in front of me.
Right, because I don't want to see Samuel L. Jackson behind me, because that he makes me extremely uncomfortable if I would see him behind me, because I know there's snakes somewhere.
Well, right, his emotional support snakes.
Yeah, it's got to be. And you're just like,
no, without a doubt,
this is not going to work well.
Ben, final story here. You sent a story out of Nebraska.
Oh, this is amazing.
I am remiss that I did not find this myself.
I'm remiss that we didn't do this at my wedding.
Right. This is a Nebraska bride. Nebraska maid of honor showed up to her sister's wedding dressed as a dinosaur after the bridal party was given free reign over what they would wear to the nuptials. This is New York Post.
This is amazing.
We should have crashed the party.
Maid of honor on Facebook posts, when you're the maid of honor and told you could wear anything, you choose. I regret nothing.
All right, so I have to say that these people, they are going to have a very successful marriage, because if their friends are allowed to do this and they're fine with that, they're got to be the most chill people in the world.
Yeah.
Especially having friends that would do this. I love how they have like photos, and one girl has like sneakers on, it is in like a red
flowing dress with Converse sneakers.
There's two of them that are like, maybe in flip-flops, and they have these nice bluish purple dresses on. And then there's
Then there's the dinosaur.
T-Rex blow up suits. And it is
absolutely amazing.
And you have like the picture of, the pastor, whoever's doing the ceremony, and the couple right there. And I'm actually sad that they didn't include like the groomsmen, because they have got to be cracking up.
Well,
I would never be able to keep a straight face.
No, not a chance.
Oh man, this is just amazing. It looks like it's in their backyard too. So I mean, I'm completely fine with this, and this is amazing. So the next time, if I ever redo my vows, we have a friend, Jackie, who is the maid of honor for my wife's wedding, my wedding too.
Really? You were there?
And dude, she would completely do this, and it would be amazing. So I am 100%. I love it. I love it. This is great.
So this is Deanna Adams. Yeah, Deanna Adams was the bride, 40 of Nebraska. Doesn't give a town. I wish I knew the town. It looks like Omaha though. Yeah, it went viral when her sister from Texas decided to dress up as the T-Rex.
Of course, she's from Texas.
Well, right. Everything's bigger in Texas, including the dinosaurs.
I love it. I love it.
Oh man! So they're showing the picture of them walking out, and the groomsmen are cracking up.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "What the heck?"
Oh yeah, because you would. And what would have been amazing is if it looks like nobody had any clue that she was going to do this either. So they show them walking down the aisle. It's somebody, I'm assuming it's their backyard, which props for them for saving money too. And I can imagine the bride's face when she walked out. I would love to see that video.
Oh yeah,
because I would have just lost it.
So it says I arrived in Nebraska for the wedding. My sister picks me up and my mom from our hotel to go to the final dress fitting. I bring it up on the ride that I had bought it and planned to wear it, and all she did is laugh. So
I love it.
I don't know whether that's laughing because she's scared or laughing because she really wanted it to happen.
And let's just talk about the economics of this. So what this lady has done, this lady needs to get married because she has saved money. All of these other bridesmaids, not to diss them, but they probably will never wear these dresses again. That they spent, potentially $100 on to who knows how much.
Oh, I know.
And this lady has got an amazing costume for Halloween or whatever else. Like those things are awesome. She could do the T-Rex run. She could do anything with this. So it's awesome. So I love it. Somebody needs to marry this chick.
I love. She's married. I already checked.
Oh, okay, good.
So the audience knows.
Is her husband sitting in the audience with one of those on? Because that would be awesome.
Mr. and Mrs. T-Rex. No, what a cool day. Good for you guys. I think we take weddings too seriously. Like weddings are serious.
Oh, absolutely.
Weddings are serious, but I think we take weddings too seriously as a people.
Absolutely.
Have some fun, cut loose.
Exactly.
This is supposed to be like the first day of the rest of your lives.
Right.
To have a blast, enjoy life.
Right.
Yuck it up a little bit, and
and thank God that you have people in your life that will dress up like this at your wedding.
Absolutely.
Because this is great.
Absolutely.
So,
guys, that's all for the Front Porch Show this week. Check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, www.thefrontporchshow.com. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play, anywhere else you like to listen to your online content. We will be there. We'll catch you later. Bye-bye.